attack where he pushed out and lost his army was a bad decision.
Maybe you shouldn't have done that.
There you go. All
Thank
right.
you, Nick.
Hope you guys at home are taking notes.
There's a lot of John Madden fans out there like, you know what? I really like that tasteless guy. Well, the football means you're going to have the field to score a touchdown. And Nick's like, I'm going to write that down. That's a really... In StarCraft,
Nick literally says the same thing. In StarCraft, Terran is going to try to take his football.
If you lose all your units, you're going to lose the game.
Yeah,
We got cross spawns here, by the way.
Cross spawns on Fighting Spirit. This is... I think that the point about the losing the probes and understanding the economic impact of that is really important in cross spawns because...
Oh, wow.
When you have cross spawns on Fighting Spirit, in the middle of the map, if we take a look at that, there's this expansion here, but it's rarely taken. There's actually these huge ridges on the left and right side, and this creates a big circle, so you don't ever really have a guarantee that you are protected from a counterattack. You have to sort of push against the army and very carefully manage that. So rarely do you have a lot of the big, straight two armies run into each other fights where both people feel obligated to fight. This map just tends to allow you to extend longer and longer and longer and longer.
By the way, there is one thing it's kind of cool and it's very unique specifically to this map, but in crossbots and PvP, you have to be really careful about DTs if you send your observer. A lot of times when you send an observer across the map, you'll intercept the DT and you can send it back, but you don't know which way the DT might go around,
right.
So a lot of times you can actually completely miss it. I don't know if it's going to be a factor here, but knowing if you're going to make one observer or two observers when you're already trying to get shuttles and reavers out is pretty important.
And kind of building off of Nick's point, too, it sometimes happens as well that you scout the wrong base in cross spawns. You know what I mean?
This is true.
What?
Yeah, I actually
You
really
guys
don't get
sat
that
there
one.
politely while he made the point that because of the middle of the map, sometimes DTs and observers don't see each other.
Well, yeah, they don't cross paths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh,
listen,
my God.
you don't know the pain of playing
And that's
Protoss,
dangerous,
losing
both
to a DT.
in PvP and Ghostbusters, so
Yeah.
that's like a really
Who is our
important point.
audience? Is it like, thanks for tuning in, third graders of Hawkwood Elementary and like what? Like, now guys, if you look at the two bases, sometimes the observer in a straight line doesn't go where the Dark Templar are walking.
No, you know,
It's like ideally no, because the Dark Templar shouldn't just be like, I made a Dark Templar, throw it across the map. Like,
I'm gonna clarify who the audience is. The audience right now is the person who's gonna sit down. They're gonna start feeling like they have the gist of PvP. They're going to build their observer. They're going to build one as they're teching to revert, and they're going to miss the Dark Templar that they were deliberately scouting for. And it's going to hurt them.
and they're gonna go chase them.
You know, no, they're going to stop and they're going to go, it's okay because Nick brought this up.
Yeah.
And that is an important factoid.
Oh, I think the relevant information is if you're going to make one observer and then a reaver, and you're worried about DTs, probably don't send it across the map.
Make two.
I think that's a little bit more relevant than being like, geez, I hope it catches it mid-map so I can turn it around and only lose 10 probes by the time it gets home.
Well, on some maps you actually can and you should send the observer out to poach forward in order to pick off the Dark Templar because it's way better to be able to pick it off
By the
instead
way-
of just defending against it.
And that's the
Draco
audience
really
you're
likes his
targeting.
3-gate style. He's doing this again. This is it's kind of interesting, just considering they've already did this like one time before. You're kind of supposed to throw him off guard a little bit because you have the zealot back there, and then all three come out. But
Yeah.
when I was talking to Draco last night about this, he actually says he sends all three out at once because they can all one hit a probe, 3 hits kill a probe. Which is kind of interesting because, you know, the other way to do it is 2 probe hits, 2 zealot hits. But I guess the way he's viewing this is that start the attack later and be guaranteed more kills.
The double
Mike.
banner pylon.
But it's not the pylons you got to worry about.
And see, Draco is doing this because the zealots for WhiteRa cannot both block the pylon and kill the pylon and the ramp at the same time. So this allows the zealots to get up, and this is a nice
All right,
little
here we go.
tactic from Draco.
Is he going to get any probes? He's got to get something here, man.
I'm just enjoying listening to you guys.
Yeah,
This
man.
is great.
Is he going to kill anything? Only time will tell.
Oh, it's good control.
I got some
Yeah,
stuff in my
this-
bag here. Let me check it out. This is heating up. Pull out another one. Man, if he doesn't kill anything, this will be bad. I'm going to put that one back in there for later. I can use that whenever I want.
That actually was not the best for Draco. I think he only got a single probe.
Yeah, that was actually pretty bad, to be honest. I thought he was going to be guaranteed a couple kills, but this should mean that actually WhiteRa can kind of like move out and pretty much control the map for a little bit.
I think it's like counterintuitive, but you got to expand pretty early right now if you're WhiteRa. You know, your opponent built these 3 zealots so you know that essentially whatever threat that Draco would choose to do, whether it's Dark Templar or Reaver or 3-Gate or expand himself, any of those is delayed. So taking an expansion and then going back to a conservative play as WhiteRa is often very safe.
Yeah. By the way, that middle of the map, Day 9, definitely gotta agree, looks exactly like Outsider.
Oh my
You
god.
can tweet that at him and say quote, by the way.
Do you seriously not get my comparison of the center of the map of Outsider to the center of the map of Fighting Spirit?
No, they both have minerals and double geyser. Like, yeah, it's...
Oh my god.
Day 9 is getting so salty.
You're
right
getting
now.
it daily by the time I'm home.
Yeah, that's right. No, and I'm going to
Fighting
double...
Spirit to Outsider, Day 9 Daily, number 499.99. Here we go.
You know, let's talk about that right now. Whenever someone looks at a new map, you want to sort of compare it to the existing maps that are there and try to make analyses of like, oh, how it might be similar.
How is this
and
map not Lost Temple is what I want to ask. You know what I mean?
God, remember when we had to? Remember we actually had to play on Lost Temple
Oh
for
my
the
God.
Hey,
first
you gonna
map?
hate on Lost Temple?
Yeah, especially the old version where the
Dude.
minerals were all over the place. Some of those spawns.
Nick, some of us grew up on that map.
There was me too, man. Remember there was a spawn where the CC actually didn't start right next to the minerals
You
where they
grew up
needed
on
lift
to.
it
Dire
off,
Straits, you
move it.
cheesy bastard.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun map.
Dire Straits
That was a
pretty
fun map.
It was fun.
What map?
Dire Straits.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was
Especially
fun.
back when we really didn't know what we were doing, by the way.
I was one of the... As a Zerg, I actually won some games on that map. Felt pretty powerful.
Oh my god, Draco's crazy. Look at this.
This is what
Damn.
happens. when
This
you get
is,
that
he just,
dragoon range.
yeah, he
Control
just barrels in here. I think WhiteRa is actually dead.
Yeah, this is not looking good.
Now look at people trying to control dragoons here. I love when they're about to shoot and they're like, "Ah." It's like they choked on the shot.
That was a nice pullback by WhiteRa, but
This is looking kind of bad.
That
right?
is...
Right?
I
It's
mean,
very
thi-
surprising that it was 3 goons against like 6, and then like
Forgot about
he's
the probes.
holding. Yeah.
I cannot believe that Draco was able to pull this off.
Yeah, that initial bust was actually pretty sick. But now that he's got the probes to pull, I guess he's got a little while before the other dragoons can get across the map. But
Just
if he
needs
can,
a couple immortals, though, right?
yeah, he needs immortals, dude. What he needs is a sentry to stasis that ramp, man. Imagine that.
There's nothing blocking oracles running in. I don't know why these guys don't go Stargate.
Man, there's some
Wow.
people really pissed off at that line of joking right there.
You know, I'm really impressed at Draco's decision making here. I mean, this is like stay low econ, or not low econ, low tech. Just build a lot of dragoons and just keep pressuring. And it gives you options like this. Like, yeah, you can take your own expansion behind it. More importantly, if your opponent tries to get a little cheeky and tech and expand too quickly without being conservative enough, you just kill them.
Yeah, he's in really quite good form. I actually was talking to him today, and he was saying that he practiced exclusively PvP and PvZ for this event.
nice. Bold move, Cotton.
Yeah, so he
good
said he
stuff,
played
man.
like 100 games, so it's pretty reasonable. Seven times more for Rat. But, you know.
Wait. There's a battle happening here, but go back to Nal Draco's base. Does he even have a robotics facility? Is he just going pure gateway? Oh, that's a super late robotics facility.
That's how he was able to do the bust, I think, initially, is he didn't get any robo. And the problem is when you get the robo, it takes a little while before it actually kicks in, especially for the Reaver.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of make a point here, though. You can really see the 100 games that I heard. I was talking to Nal Draco.
Oh my.
The plot's like, I don't get it.
Do you get it?
I have no idea what's going on.
That's a
Dan.
hard
I have no
for me
idea.
to tell, Tasteless.
You want to explain it to him?
I'm loving this tug of war between the in-control troll and the Day 9 daily that's happening before my eyes.
Yeah. No, I'm just like I really need to get this strategy out of me.
I'm loving the defaulting of the different styles of casting and just watching this unfold.
Oh gosh, yeah, no. Like when there's something interesting to me strategically, it's like an exorcism. I just need to get it out. I need to just like rip the fucking comment out.
Well, you know what? I'll get you a pad of paper. Next time you just write it down and then crumple it up and throw it in the trash.
That's good.
I can't believe WhiteRa
That did feel
managed to
good,
hold that.
Dan. Thank you.
I can't believe WhiteRa actually held that off. That was actually pretty damn good. Because if he lost that Nexus, this game's basically over. In PvP, like, if you get on 2 bases, it's like you're basically stuck for a little bit. You're probably not going to be attacking into each other for a while.
Yeah.
So this game's going to probably normalize.
side between the 2 players, one is one shorter than the other one. Not very good. Now, Simmons.
I love this move from WhiteRa to build this spotting pylon below. This is the sort of thing where you're acknowledging that you're going to be spread a little thin. Like there's a lot of really big power units that
Double
WhiteRa has.
spot.
He'll see everything twice.
If you come through here, our pylons will spot you. You fly by and they're like, I see you. Wow. What do you guys think of the gateway count for WhiteRa? And why is it not as good as Draco?
Well, that's a Templar Archives. I think this is very reasonable for WhiteRa. Yet, WhiteRa is just focusing heavily on his economy and his teching. And Draco's supply is way far ahead, but I think WhiteRa will be okay only if he defends. And I think this is a smart move for WhiteRa to just say, well, I can't really go toe-to-toe if I'm building gateway units, so I'm just going to play real defensively and try to get huge defense and go for some later play. So like Dark Templars to mess around, a third base, upgrades. I don't even think Draco has his upgrade started. This is where we look and he has like 2 forges and I'm like, whoops.
He just always has more than you think.
Yeah.
You know what, though, to your point, that's actually, I've been enjoying that about Brood War. You don't actually know. You can't see it in the top right-hand side.
Yeah.
You can't
Actually,
see upgrades.
This is a really interesting thing about RTS is that not knowing is part of the factor that makes it really exciting.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean,
There's suspense there.
if we had like all the information, even like, if you were watching an MMA match, right? If we knew how, like the guy keeps getting kicked in the leg, if we knew actually how much his leg was hurting or how close the bone was to breaking, instead we just see, okay, he got hit there a bunch. This maybe, he might end up unable to stand in a little bit here. Same thing with, with this.
How close.
The leg's at 80% structural integrity loss.
We've got a skeleton up on screen. We see the bones getting redder and stuff. His armor's breaking down.
I agree with you, but that actually sounds really cool for MMA. I would love that.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, he got concussed, and it's like shows the concussion.
Shows the brain.
It's on the production tab of concussion. Like,
Yeah, he's having a tough time dealing with reality right now, actually.
It's something that's cool about...
are these pylons blocking the Nexus? Is he going to be able to build one?
God, remember that. I will never forget the moment.
Get
And you guys,
G5.
I know, these headsets are loud
Guys,
enough
I
when
don't
you guys
think
are
he can make his
casting
third.
that I'm literally screaming at the couch. I'm like, it doesn't block it. And the 2 Protoss players are like, no, it's fine. And then the Terran and the Zerg are like, no, he can't get the Nexus up there.
Look at that.
I
Fairly certain.
something I think is cool about the sort of supply differential that we see here is that sometimes this just means that Draco's crushing. But most of the time, if one player has a lead in supply, that means he is lower on tech, has worse power units, but he has more stuff and a faster army. So this is where you'll see, like, the Protoss player who has a lot of Dragoons and Zealots, and the Terran has a lot of tanks and Vultures, and tanks and Vultures are way more efficient, way slower, but it's still an even fight. And it looks, I would say, slightly favored to Nal Draco right now. Not hugely favored, but slightly.
What do you guys think about it? Can we get a shot of the bottom?
Get the pathing!
Can we get a shot of the bottom base? What
The
do you guys
Dark
think
Temple
about the pylons, the 3 pylons there? You guys like that?
Yeah.
You think that's a good?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise you're going to have like Zealots, just speed Zealots run up there later and harass you.
Well,
Pylons take,
speed
like,
Zealots can run through those pylons, though.
Are you sure? That's not
We're
a
about
total?
to find out.
We're about to
Are
find
you
out.
guess
serious?
you're right.
Are you actually serious? Yeah,
Jeez.
Zealots could totally run through there. DTs can
Yeah,
run through there. Yeah,
okay.
see?
Yeah, so...
He just scoots right through like a...
All right, we've just exposed Artosis, guys.
Chinchilla.
This is truly a
Wow.
rewarding experience. Like,
That Dark Templar slipped in there like he was flat as a bookmark.
That's what people would say.
Well,
They
when
would
you're
say that.
invisible, you
first
can
thing.
walk through walls too, right? Like that's how it goes.
I like the...
it's like the Blade Master
the
in Warcraft
burgeoning
3.
stereotype that Terrans and Zergs don't understand spacing in
nice.
StarCraft. I'm liking that.
By the way, I actually wonder if it would have been better if once he got in there not to hit the first probe and instead put the DT in there and wait for the probes to get transferred.
I agree. WhiteRa does suck.
Yeah.
Oh, no, this is great, though. He's doing a nice little distraction, and it's hard to see over this
It's a storm drop.
ledge, so...
Oh, no, here we
Is it a storm drop?
It's a storm drop.
Oh, he's just waltzing right in. It's gonna be...
He needs some motivation.
It's gonna be me. That's good.
Yeah, nice.
Oh.
Is he going to get more?
Oh, wow. How many kills is that? 12 and 3?
I was watching Buy Hero stream last night,
Yeah.
and he was playing just like a best of 500 or whatever with some Korean Protoss. All game storm drops. And I forgot how if a storm touches you, you're dead. If you're a drone,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
dead. There's no pulling it
Workers die
really.
so
They
fast.
actually deal damage in this game.
Yeah,
Storms.
insane damage. And he would lose the shuttle, he would lose the 2 or 3 Templar, do it again. Just all game,
Yeah.
forever. Because sometimes you
Gosh,
show up and the army
Ross.
shows up and you're like, yeah, I'll storm that too, it's fine. It's so sick. And Scourge, by the way, you don't know frustration until you tell Scourge to go after a shuttle. And
Oh,
they go
God,
up and
it's
they're like,
so hard.
just kidding! And they
Hey.
pull back and they're like, now let's do it! No!
How is it? I remember it was at a tournament a long time ago. Theogens or Theogonus or however you say his ID.
Yeah, I remember him.
How do you
Echo of Terran.
he was doing something with the dropship to actually offset.
yeah, he was
How
glitching
do you
it.
do that? How do you get the Scourge to then reset?
Don't say that on the broadcast.
Yeah, no,
Let's talk
I
later.
can
Yeah.
I can show it after the
You
game.
could ruin the ladder experience for
You
control.
will.
They're all stopping my Scourge.
Science vessels, you're like, oh my god, there's 3 of them just sitting there, and then your Scourge go, and they're like, whoa! And they pull back, and they just start
The
scooting
Scourge,
away.
when they move, they look like they got startled by the air unit they were supposed to.
Oh my
whoa,
God.
okay. Oh, wait a minute. You're the guy I was looking for.
They're second-guessing their mortality. They're like, if I hit that, I die. I don't want to hit that now. You're like, do it! All right.
Basically, you
Overmind.
click perpendicular to the Scourge, and then you click it about 120 degrees from the first click.
121 degrees. 0.3
Well,
repeating.
let's call it 123.
You basically buckle. You sort of go up and then down a little bit. And,
Oh, okay.
And what it does, it tries to spline, or not spline, but like, actually spline towards
say spline.
the new position. But
What
now
does
you're going the opposite
spline
direction.
mean?
Suppline?
Spline?
What's the suppline?
Spline is when
Look at the
you
suppline.
it's when you like slowly adjust towards from one point to the other.
Dan,
do you guys
don't
know-
ever stop finding yourself very funny. I love that.
Yeah.
This is the best part of the stream is Artosis' laugh, man. It's coming out.
The best, though,
Well.
is there's 4 people on the broadcast. He says something, laughs his ass off. Nobody else says anything. And then Dan's like, anyways, so spline. What does that mean? Like,
Okay, so what we're seeing actually from Draco, this is what you always want to do in a PvP once you get the leg up, is you occupy the area outside of their base because it's just too hard to get everything filtered out. But he didn't completely cover it, so WhiteRa can just send these zealots out here and probably wipe out a base or kind of do whatever he wants. But this is going to force Draco's army to pull back, and then WhiteRa can try to move out on the map because he has to get somewhere in the middle of the map.
This is
he gonna go to
really
the main?
interesting.
He found
Yeah, he's going straight in. He's going to be a 3 High Templar. Oh no, he's going for the 3rd. This is like the longest journey, but
He
he's
knew the pylons are in the way, so he went around.
Yeah, he had to. The zealots couldn't fit through.
that's a big win to be able to get that. Now WhiteRa needs to be able to
oh, the pro.
man.
actually focus, but this is a really cute split from WhiteRa. WhiteRa, no, get those going. He's actually going to be able to retreat with those other 5 zealots. This was hugely effective. This was just a nice little mobility play from WhiteRa.
You see how Draco's pulled everything back now? It's not like Draco's at a big disadvantage now, but he's lost the positional control on the map. Ideally, Draco would have wanted to sit out there like for as long as humanly possible and wait for that army to try to come out. And he would probably trade effectively because in PvP with the way Templars move, because honestly, Templars are just such a frustrating unit to try to push out into a fight with.
Yeah.
They're always staggering back. You pretty much never want to try to attack in another player's army if you're roughly the same.
Right. The other big thing here, too, is WhiteRa was way behind in supply. He bought enough time. Now they're max.
And I think WhiteRa has a higher gas cost army,
Yeah.
and Draco has a higher mineral cost army. So I believe that WhiteRa has the vastly stronger army right now,
But
in theory.
WhiteRa
but-
sucks at engaging, so...
Well, if he's sitting defensively, his Reavers and Storms are going to kill.
Oh, those storms from Draco are really nice.
Oh, man.
My God, those are great storms.
Okay, I think he's actually got such a good trade here. The Reaver for WhiteRa is pretty far back. Oh, you can see there's
This
a
isn't-
second Reaver way far out
I
there.
don't know if this is a trade.
Wow, Draco engaged that brilliantly.
This is like burning down your store and be like, well, that was a good trade. And
Yeah, he has no insurance for that army.
no, it's pretty dead.
WhiteRa is doing a counterattack at the bottom of the map, though.
All right,
Meanwhile-
he's still got a shot.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, that
Draco
was
won that.
that's-
game.
that engage was crazy. I
That's super
thought that was
impressive.
going to be a lot more of an even fight, but no, not at all.
No.
I think this game's basically over, boys.
There it is.
Just about.
Can we get a taste of GG?
Depends, man.
If you're feeling
I don't
it?
think I can do a tasteless GG for this one. You got to be careful with how you dish
Yeah,
out the
you're right.
tasteless GGs.
You gotta protect
This
that
is actually
brand.
one of these ones where you think I might do it, and I go, okay, GG, you know, like that.
Let the idea
I keep
percolate a little
the
bit.
nerds a little bit hungry.
Yeah.
The nerds are at home. They're so excited. Their little toes are curling up into fists. They're going, it's coming, I can't wait.
Oh my
And then I go
God.
GG, and I go, oh, I wanted more. I guess I have to stay on the stream.
I am frustrated.
Yeah, I gotta say, I thought these guys were gonna be a little bit more evenly matched in the rematch. Once
Yeah.
again, Draco just
Well,
dominates.
it's the battles that Draco's always winning. Like every time they
Yeah.
actually